Welcome to Fast Five, where our four panelists weigh in on 5 separate topics. Let's get started. German gummy bear maker, I'm going to pronounce this wrong, Haribo, plans to produce candy in the U.S. Thank you, Donald. What do you say, Colin?
Well, I think any jobs coming to the U.S. are a good thing, and they're
Even gummy bears?
Even gummy bears, and those are going to be, they're going to be probably fairly well-paying jobs. Unfortunately, they're going to Wisconsin, but they could have come to Hagerstown.
There you go.
We know gummy bears in Hagerstown.
Ron?
Oh, I was going to stop at the store tonight and try to find some, or today, and time got away from me. But I do know the product. It is something that is exciting, and it's just like the day the Gold Bond ice cream came here. What a beautiful day it was, and they wound up leaving. But something like that going somewhere.
They provided equipment, or they provided employment for a number of years.
Yes, and for this and going to Wisconsin, it's a good thing. Too many jobs have left. I still don't see the policy yet that's going to encourage jobs to come back to the country to fill in where they've said that they were going to fill in. And I'm talking the Youngstown, Ohio's, the Detroits, the Hagerstowns.
Ken?
You know, I am absolutely glad that we've got, 1,000 new jobs. Is that what I forget what the job number was, but I'm glad we've got the new jobs coming in, but at the same time, daggone it, why did it have to be gummy bears? My diet cannot afford the gummy bears to be cheaper. All right, that means I'll buy more. But I'm glad it's happening.
Topic 2, student government election, a diversity stunt, or so says Rick Perry. Ron?
That was an interesting, the two guys that ran, the guy that won the election didn't put on his expense report of these wines that they used in a political ad on Facebook. He bypassed it and didn't claim it.
So he was disqualified.
He was disqualified because of something that he didn't do. So Rick Perry in his alma mater says, well, this was just a stunt to get somebody, on the head of student government. So Rick Perry's got his right to say what he said, but again, it's another unnecessary thing diversion that didn't have to be said, just to stir things up.
Doesn't he have a department he should be running?
Did he ever find his office? I'm not sure.
I don't know.
What do they call that department? Okay.
Yeah, I mean, should a public official ever even criticize the acts of a student government?
Yeah.
I don't know.
All right, declining bee population causing a buzz, pun intended. Ken?
Declining bee population has been an issue for years. And the scary part is I don't think anybody really knows what exactly is causing it. I mean,
Pesticides are leading theory.
They think it's a theory, though, but there's no definitive proof.
Except in areas where they stopped the use of certain pesticides,
Right.
the bee population rebounded.
Okay. So
there's some
it's worrisome.
Well, and I think what we don't appreciate is the importance of pollinators.
Right.
Because guess what? You won't have fruits, you won't have flowers if you don't have pollinators to pollinate, and not to mention honey and everything else, all the other benefits. So I think therein lies a perfect example of some place where you need regulation to protect species like the bees.
And the article that we reviewed about the honeybees, which was a local article, did not include the drones that have been built to take the place of pollinating plants or, the orchards and things. There are drones now that are ready to take over when the bee population isn't there. So they have these mini drones that can do a lot of pollination, far more than what the bees can do. So there
Pollinate during the day and spy on somebody at night.
Well, that's, if you're doing something wrong, maybe you need to be spied on.
All right, Amazon Prime Air Drone completes its first U.S. public delivery. Colin, what say you?
It's coming. I think in the next 10 to 15 years, you're going to see a very, very increased robotic footprint, which incidentally is going to destroy more jobs. But it's the way that we are advancing as a technological society. So I think, you know, Ron, and you said this a little bit earlier, I think there's a real fallacy in the way of thinking, and I know it's a political expedient to say that we're going to bring back, you know, certain manufacturing jobs. They're going to go someplace where it's cheaper. We need to be retraining, or we need to be figuring out how we can upgrade our workforce to where they can take advantage of the newest technologies that are coming out.
Yeah. You know, you're going to find out when you say, okay, now we're going to do away with GATT, we're going to do away with NAFTA, we're going to bring those big manufacturing automobile industry jobs back from Mexico and wherever else they may be. But when they bring them back, they're going to retool the plants that they had. The amount of people that supported those jobs in Mexico, that's all going to be lost, and it's going to come back here to robotics. And the big manufacturers is going to be using robotics, expecting a whole lot of people to be hired. It isn't going to happen.
No.
Okay. Google Home gives a clear answer on the CIA and spying. Ron, what say you?
That, man, when you get to talking, your television's watching what you're doing. I just hope my Keurig coffee maker doesn't have a device that can listen to or actually see what goes on early in the morning to get your coffee. But
Your Keurig might not, but your microwave
yeah,
does.
but what all's on these cameras in front of us?
Well, in
that-
the refrigerator that has the little screen on
Yeah.
it now that, you know. That,
Well, don't forget now, Kellyanne said that your microwave could spy on you
Yep.
too. So
Yep. Do you have a TV in your bedroom, Ron?
I do not.
Whoo!
I do, but it doesn't have a camera.
But
Yeah.
is it scary? I don't know
It's
that
scary.
it's scary as much as it is. How do we surveil the people that want to do us harm?
And as a cybersecurity professional, I worry more about the people compromising the devices than I do the government.
Colin, last word?
Last word, yeah. I did think the Google Home answer was wonderfully legal.
Yeah. All right. Okay, that's all the time we have for Fast Five. Stay tuned, though. We're back in 3 minutes with Last Call. Stay tuned.